Good morning, everyone, and of course, Happy New Year. 2020 is here, and today is a beautiful morning in the month of January. I thought it was February, but getting ahead of myself. But we are in January. But why is today important? Today is important because, as you may remember, in 2019, Walk for Awareness, Australia's largest walk towards mental health, had the ability to raise some great funds, not just for our charity, but also for charities on the front line. And today, this beautiful day, we will be donating $25,000 to an amazing charity that we have supported in the past, thank you. However, we felt it's important to obviously get our message out to the people watching this and our community of Brisbane. One, to say thank you, but two, to also, I guess, show why are we supporting it. And I have the beautiful Shana here from Suicide Prevention Pathways and our amazing new CEO of the Mental Awareness Foundation. So thank you, ladies, for coming.
Thank you.
Now, we had a beautiful breakfast last year, and I remember talking with Shana and Pete, also the chairman, about let's get some stats together so we can really show what is the value of where this $25,000 or your money from the community of Brisbane and Australia-wide is going. So I'm just going to read some of these stats, and there's actually a really cool stat at the end, which I really love. Now, hours supported. Suicide Prevention Pathways, and correct me if I'm wrong here, they'll actually come out and sit with you and see you, depending, no matter what situation you're in, crisis or not, or you're just not feeling right, they'll come and see you. So hours supported last year was 3,360 hours. Now, just to confirm, you get no government funding, do you?
No government funding.
Zero government funding, okay? So, people with better awareness of suicide, the knowledge of how to recognise someone in need, and pathways to help. They helped train, correct me if I'm wrong, 982 people. That's correct?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. If you start dividing it by weeks and days, that's awesome. Supportive and collaborative partnerships, because obviously we're in this together, with those working with and or supporting young people to be a student, client, or son or daughter. They helped 236. Now, this is a great one because obviously our youth are our drivers for the next generation. Youth at risk of suicide engaged with and supported to build life skills and strategies. 132 kids. This is the best stat of it all. Participants lost to suicide, 0. And they get no government funding. So, MAF is about supporting charities on the front line that are doing great mental health work. And I'll pass to Raywin, because just so you know, we are now accepting, applications, thank you, applications. So we have grants available of up to $25,000. So if you watch this, please email this, or you have a charity that we could potentially help, send it through. However, Raywin, and thank you for coming on board. What was some of the big drivers, all for the board, of why we wanted to help continue to support Suicide Prevention Pathways?
Well, I remember meeting Shana, and I was so touched by her enthusiasm and her passion for literally saving lives. And to me, Suicide Prevention Pathway is working at the coalface. They actually go out there and sit in cafes, they sit in people's houses or in parks, and they talk people out of a suicide crisis. But they don't just do that. They then go on to offer them ongoing support to manage and change their lives. So we're very, very happy to be supporting them.
Yeah, and the board itself gave 100%, every member within the board, where this is ticking the value. Now, beautiful Shana, it's not just Shana, there's a team here that also support her. Yes, thank you, Pam. Pam to the team. But obviously Shana does a lot of the representation, but Shana, actually, let's talk about the team. It's not just you.
No, definitely.
Who else is there that this money will help support in terms of your team?
Yep, sure. So essentially we've got the all-star team. So
Yes.
we've got Inga, Fiona and Mandy,
Yep.
who are going out and seeing people.
Yes.
As you both said, we're going out and meeting people in parks, in cafes, wherever they feel comfortable
Yes.
meeting. And then we're spending whatever time they need to work through the particular crisis.
Yep.
And then after that, work through building skills and self-awareness about how they can make change in themselves, so they don't have to be over here and they can be over here.
Yes.
Essentially. So any money that comes in, and the
Yes.
money that we receive from you guys, is so beneficial and so amazing to us, because without that, we wouldn't exist,
Correct.
essentially. And
Yeah.
we wouldn't be able to help all the people that we have helped. We wouldn't be able to have made that change in people that we've made.
And if you are watching this, and I know that we've just gone through a fire crisis and all that, and the community has gotten so behind it, and thank you for all those people. However, these lovely people here get zero funding. Yes, they get some money from us and another donor, but people that are watching, if they want to donate, or perhaps there's a business out there that has some funds that perhaps been touched within the workplace or even at home, and you want to donate to a cause, where do those funds go? So this 25,000, I know I've gone through here, but what are you going to use that money for?
We have very little overheads.
Yes.
We basically cut every cost we possibly can in spending money where it doesn't need to be spent. So the large proportion of funds go towards supporting the people that we need to support.
Yep.
So in terms of businesses that we support, we do support some small local businesses, people that mightn't have big agreements to get support for their staff or their staff's family if they're going through a crisis. And then we will basically say, we will support you.
Yep.
And then they support us in return.
Yes.
And I suppose in terms of the scale, it can be, we can support however many, the funds equate to the number of people it
Yep.
can support,
Yep.
is at the core of what it is. So, you know, the more money we get, the more money we can, the more
Yep.
people we can support.
Yep.
Yes.
That's in a nutshell.
And just so you know, it costs you.
It,
No.
it wasn't
If you're
expecting that one.
watching this and you need some support,
Yes.
it's free.
It's free. It's free. We don't charge the people we support at all, and we stick to that because we know that that creates a barrier for people to reach out for help, and there are already so many barriers for people. So we want to just eradicate that one. So the support is free for everyone we support.
Now, what I also love is it's just not a one touch point service. You mentioned the word sustainability, so just talk about that. Let's let people, if you're watching this is the beautiful thing about suicide prevention pathways. I want to say talk
I know.
suicide, but anyway.
We
I'll
talk
go-
suicide
yes,
as
talk
well.
Suicide. Yeah, talk about that process, because it's not about just sitting there meeting and going, yep, okay, cool, we're done. Here's some, do this and walk away.
Yes.
You hang in there and
We do.
tell us about that sustainability.
Sure. So, I mean, what we don't want to do is we don't want to just support people through their crisis
Yep.
and then go, right, we've supported you through the crisis, we've linked you into other supports, see you later. Because that's great, that's helped them through their crisis. That doesn't help them for the future crisis. People need to have the skills and knowledge of themselves and what's out there and what they can do for themselves to manage it themselves and manage future crisis. So while we do the safety planning, we work through the crisis. Once we've done all of that and we've linked them in to deal with all their practical needs, we're then moving really into raising their self-awareness, and we're doing that from the word go anyway, right from the safety planning. So people start to understand themselves inside. But then it really moves into okay, how are you going to deal with this in the future? What are you going to do for yourself?
And support them through that process.
And support them through
Check
that
in.
process. Yes,
Yep.
exactly. And then they go, once they're ready, it's completely led by them. If they go, I've got this now, we go, awesome. And if you don't in the future, you just give us a call again and we'll go, right, let's go back to what we were doing, what's not working now, what needs to change, how do we review that, what can we do differently, and let's get you on the path again.
And
Simple
the
as
results
that.
speak for themselves.
The results speak for themselves.
So this is what we're supporting. Now, question, lady, without notice. So you're gonna like this one. I guess if and I've asked you this message before, but I'm sure it will change. But if you could get a message out to millions of people on a billboard, or just have the ability to speak to them directly, what would that message be? And I'll go Shana and then you, Ray. And what would it's a new year. What would you like to say to those people?
Supporting people and being there for people is not rocket science. Don't overcomplicate it. Just be there, just listen, just hear what they have to say and acknowledge what they have to say, and do what they need. Give them what they need, not what you want to give them.
Awesome. Beautiful, Raywin.
Me, be kind.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Now that's a long billboard and that's a short billboard.
Be kind at the end.
I posted this and I'm going to share it with, if you have the word depression, right? If you actually jumbled it around, it said, I pressed on.
Yes.
Hang in there. That's my message,
Yes.
guys. Please, thank you. Suicide Prevention Pathways, $25,000 coming to these beautiful people. I truly hope it goes a long way, and I know it is. And just to confirm, I know that their overheads are zero because they all work from home, and I can confirm that. So, thank you for doing.
Can we
You
say the
are.
25,000?
Oh yes! Oh yes! Ta-da!
It's real.
Yay! I know this is going to go a long way, and if you are watching this and you want to put it, actually, Raywin, I haven't told you this, but people contact me personally going, I'm like, not necessarily they're struggling, but someone's struggling, a friend of a friend, or perhaps, and honestly, only the person that I recommend or refer is Shana. So, and I'm thankful that those people reach out to me, but I must say I'm not a professional. Yes, I've been in this sector for a little while, but who do I know that will treat with them professionally and politely and respectfully is suicide prevention, and I always pass on Shana's details. So, if you're watching this, please like, share, spread the love. This beautiful group of people need more funds, I can tell you that, because they do amazing work. But you know what? They love what they do. They're passionate about it. They care about people, and we want to support you. So from Naf, our new CEO, and myself and the team, we just like to say thank you. And once again, any finishing words?
Be kind.
Be kind. Awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday, the 11th of October, 2020, the Roaring 20s Walk for Awareness. We will see you there.